Welcome into the Real Estate Minute Show. We've got a lot of things in the economic arena that are really cranking along, and that's a lot of the stuff that we talk about in here. So I wanted to just kind of cruise into that subject matter for just a moment today, because I think it's important to kind of pay attention to it. Okay, the market, is it inflated? Is it uninflated? Has it got a lot more to go? I have no idea. Nobody really knows. But I think it's important to pay attention to. We have a new administration that's coming in, and when they announced it, 2-3 weeks ago, the market cranked up. Maybe it's policy shifts and things that are creating a favorable environment, and the stock market's reacting to that. But we have a stock market with the Dow, it's about 43, 44,000. When I was a kid, it was 2,200. I remember, and I don't want to be like that guy and date myself, like I walked uphill to school, twice a day in the snow. I don't want to be that guy, but that's what it was. So it's pretty amazing to have seen this kind of really crank up. Again, I don't know how to invest in stocks, and I'm terrible at it, but I know how to invest in vehicles that invest in stocks because they're way smarter than I am. But nevertheless, market's cranking along and cryptocurrency is cranking along. Bitcoin is over, 92,000 today, almost 91, 92,000. Ethereum, which is the second kind of stepchild to Bitcoin, kind of number two in most kind of market cap, is like at 31, 3,200, reached 33. Now I was around when Bitcoin, got up into the 60s, and Ethereum actually got to like 4,800. I used to own some. I have a story about this that I told a while back, but I used to own a bunch of cryptocurrency, still do. But I used to own a whole nother slug of it that I bought when Bitcoin was like $4,000, $5,000, and when Ethereum was $85. I owned a bunch of that. It's worth a lot. And I've talked and written about this, but back in, and I don't want you to make the same mistake, back some months ago, about 6-8 months ago, I lost my wallet key. So all of those dollars are gone. And I'll be honest with you, in this market right now, that's about $238,000 that's just gone into Nowheresville. I don't like to talk about it. I talked to a bunch of people on the dark web to try to figure out how to get it back. Unhelpful. I even had a guy online on Upwork create a program where it'll automatically generate the $3.6 million, 3.6 million iterations of my password that I can go then one by one and enter in and try to guess. It's lost. So I'm trying to make up that money again by investing in it. But look at crypto, keep it on your radar. If you don't understand it, go on YouTube and get a little refresher, a little freshening up on what cryptocurrency is. It might seem super out of control. And if it does to you and it doesn't sound like fun and you're not willing to throw in $100 to risk it all, don't invest in it. But just pay attention to it, because there's something about at least Bitcoin for sure and Ethereum second. You're going to hear about these 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the road. And it's important to just kind of be aware of it. Do not put money into it that you can't lose overnight. That's all I'm going to say to you. Happened to me. Kind of a cautionary tale. Anyway, so pay attention to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Pay attention to the market. Last thing I want to tell you, though, is now is the time, if you don't need cash and you don't want to take much risk at all, now is the time to lock up a CD as long as you possibly can afford to do so, because you still can grab 4.25%, and that's going to look super awesome by the time next year rolls around, when rates are possibly 1.5 to 2. You're going to be the king of CDs. That's really all I want to talk about, is just kind of what's going on in the market today. Pay attention to crypto a little bit. Just dip your toe into the knowledge of it and buy a CD now with money that you don't need for at least a year, that you don't want to take much risk for. All right. See you next week on the Real Estate Minute Show. Thanks for tuning in.